why cut off the hand of a thief? Why? Who would be worried about that? Are you really worried that somebody's going to cut off your hand? Because if you are, then what kind of living are you making? What are you doing for a living that scares you? And who are the people going to speak the loudest about this kind of thing? Who? Lawyers and politicians. And we don't have this in Islam, but if they said they would cut off your tongue if you lied, then all the journalists would hate Islam immediately. You follow that? So it's the one who does these things that's going to be more afraid than anybody else. But if you're not a thief, how many of you think it's nice to have a thief in your family? Huh? Have you had any of your relatives steal something from you? Well, in America, it happens all the time. When people use drugs, they lose their connection with anything else. They don't care about anything else anymore. And they need the drug more than anything, and they will do anything to anybody to get the money for the drug. They will do it. And that's known. So how many thieves do you think we have in America? Every day, stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing to fight this problem they have inside of themselves, needing that drug. And the more drug they take, the more they have to have the next day, till they kill themselves or go insane. That's drugs. So should you chop off their hand? And what about the guy that steals the loaf of bread? He's hungry. People steal food when they're hungry. Actually, Islam wouldn't cut off the hand of either one of them. Because the one has a mental disorder, needs to be treated. The other one is hungry. Islam provides something called the Baitul Mal. Anybody can eat anytime, and they don't have to be a Muslim. They can get all the food, clothing, and even shelter that they need. It's a social system when there is the full Islamic state. But when there's not an Islamic state, it's not available, and that means that full Islamic Sharia cannot be practiced. You must never call for Sharia and the punishment that goes with that unless you've established the environment for it first. Because there are pluses that are not there. You don't provide people with the food, and then you're going to chop off hands for stealing food. That's stupid. And Islam doesn't allow that. So you have to know what the limits are. And that's why I mentioned that in the beginning. You have to understand, too, that an average person like me or Sheikh here, we're not muftis. We're not going to make that kind of call. It's a judge, a qadi in Islam, who has memorized the whole Quran, memorized all the hadith. He's somebody that's there at Fajr every morning to pray his prayers. He's somebody who cares about the community. And he's going to be looking at the one who employed the man who stole the food to find out, how come this man's stealing food? I'm going to look at the employer. How come this man didn't get paid? If anybody else from your employ, people that you hire, is hungry, you're not paying, and they're working, I need to talk to you, because you're the one going to be in trouble, not them. You have to understand that Islam comes from some very beautiful logic, but some people don't understand how to implement it. And so that's what we see again and again and again. We don't see the mercy, and we don't see the compassion, and we don't see the authority, the proper authority being represented when people go out here and start beating each other up.